Welcome to my channel Funded Biology. We are discussing about the brophytes, and today moss versus hepatics, that is liverworts. Why the name liverwort is given? Because it was looking like liver, and maybe some content extracted from the liverworts was used for the treatment of the liver diseases. Probably, however, whatever the name given, the mosses versus liverworts. In NCERT, the mosses and liverworts are given extreme importance for any kind of exams. These two are most important. These two orders are most important, that is liverworts and mosses. So let's start. We will discuss about the comparative structures of the liverworts and mosses. We have already discussed about the basic features of the mosses, of the brophytes, and during that time the basic features we have already discussed. Now we shall discuss about what are the actually differences present in mosses and the hepatics, that is liverworts. What are the physiological form, what are the morphological features of the liverworts, what are the sexual reproductive structures of the liverworts, and what are the different sexual reproductive structures, what are the morphological features of the mosses, and where the sexual reproductive structures present, what are the differences, what are the asexual mode of reproduction, and what are the traits of their protonyma. So let's start. What are actually the features? First, with the liverworts. The liverworts are the simple form of the brophytes. What happened here? Liverworts are the simplest form of the brophytes. They are the thalloid body, mainly the thalloid body. Some members have leafy structure, but leaf and stems are not true leaves. They are minute and not true leaves and stems, because no vascularization is present, and roots are always rhizoids in a multicellular or unicellular form. So let's start Rixia and Mertensia. Here the body of Rixia and Mertensia, the body is thalloid, dorsiventrally flattened. The body is thalloid and dorsiventrally flattened, and here rhizoids is present, unicellular or multicellular form. So rhizoids are not true roots, as I mentioned earlier, and their body contain in case of Mertensia we will see that prominent sex organs and the sporophytic body. So body is divided into gametophytic and sporophytic. We have already discussed the gametophytic and sporophytic. This body, the major body is gametophytic. These parts are also the gametophytic part, but very small amount from zygote to before the formation of spores are the sporophytic body. And in the previous video I have discussed about sporophyte and nematode. Today we will discuss what are the basic features. So here the asexual mode of reproduction of liverworts are the gamma cup. What are the gamma cup? The cup-like structures inserted present on a dorsal and ventral surface, mainly the ventral surface of the Mertensia. What happened here? What are the structures? Now this is the cup-like structure, and inside this cup-like structure here, if we elaborate this, the cup-like structure will develop. If we cut a transverse section or longitudinal section of this cup, then we will see that LS, actually longitudinal section, then we will see that several dumbbell-shaped structures are present here. Several dumbbell-shaped structure with prominent stalk is there. These are called gamma and gamete. All are together called gamete. In a plural form, in singular form it is a gamma. These gamma are asexual reproductive structures. Not only the gamma, but also if the thalloid part is dissected or accidentally break down, then also that thalloid part can able to produce a new individual plant body, gametophytic plant body. So by accidentally vegetative part, if the vegetative part will be separated from the body, then also the new body will be developed. So gamma is the most important. Gamma is actually asexual reproductive part, and gamma germinate to produce new gametophytic body. So gamma and vegetative part, that is fragmentation. If vegetative body is fragmented, then from that fragmented part the new individual will be produced. So this one is important. This gamma structure is elaborate here, elaborately discussed. To dumbbell shape structure with stalk and notch, and from this area the new body is developed. Now what is actually the sex organs? I have already discussed. Sex organs are antheridium, and there is a male sex organ is the antheridium, and female sex organ is archegonium. The male sex organ produce huge amount of antherozoids. Antherozoids as a flagella, they have to swim. They will swim to the neck region, at the tip region of the archegonium. They pass through the neck canal cells by dissolving them, and ventral canal cell. This is the neck canal cell and ventral canal cell, and fuse with the zygote, fuse with the egg cell present in a ventral region. This is a egg. This after the fusion they will produce the zygote, and after zygote formation small embryo will be produced, and from this embryo the sporophytic body is developed. This is a sporophytic body, that is after formation zygote, this sporophytic body is called sporogonium. That sporogonium contain huge amount of spores. These are obviously haploid spores. These are haploid spores because meiosis undergone in a spore mother cell. So, and these rail-like structures, these spiral structures are called calyptra. These are actually for dispersal. When at the mature condition, when sporophytic body is breakdown, then spore released, and this calyptra absorb moisture and they help to spread the spores outside. Here the mature spore structure, and spore germinates to produce again the same body. So this is a structure of liverworts. This is the overall structural formula given in NCERT of liverworts. But what happened with the mosses? Mosses had a little bit complicated structure rather than liverworts. Liverworts are the simplified member of the bryophytes, but they are the complex most structure. Mainly complexity occur where here the spore, after release from the sporogonium, they are present in the sporogonium, and after release they directly germinate into produce a sporophytic body, gametophytic body. It directly germinates to produce gametophytic body. But in this case, a spore is released from the capsule. It is called capsule. It is released from capsule, and after releasing spore germinate to produce the primary protonema, a filamentous structure. Only filamentous structure is a filamentous structure, primary protonema. This primary protonema undergoes secondary protonema. It's converted, it divides its cells and formed a thalloid structure. It's called secondary protonema. This secondary protonema is very important. We means the secondary protonema SP, and secondary protonema has a rhizoid-like structures for absorption of mineral nutrition. These secondary protonema give rise to these gametophytic bodies, and from these by budding. And in this case, asexual mode of reproduction is not by gamma. Here the gamma, but here gamma is absent. Here asexual mode of reproduction produced by secondary protonema by forming the buds. The buds produce small buds will be produced from here. That particular buds will be converted into a new gametophytic body. So this is the asexual mode of reproduction. Now this secondary protonema will give rise to, again, when the bud will be separated from the body, then will be asexually produce a new plant body. But in this way the new plant body is developed, the gametophytic plant body, and gametophytic plant body may be female separate, male separate. That is, female body produce here in this region the archegonium, the same structure here as I mentioned archegonium. Here archegonium developed in a specialized archegonium structure. This is archegonium structure, this is antheridium structure. Antheridium male part is developed here. In this case, antheridium archegonium may be produced in the same plant body or in a different plant body, but in this case in a different plant body obviously. So in this case the female part, the archegonium developed here, and archegonium is like this, and antheridium will be developed in male part. This is a antheridial region. So antheridium like this. In the same way, and antheridium produce antherozoids. Here the antherozoids structure two flagella. Antherozoids will swim to the neck region, and in the same way zygote will be formed. From the zygote the sporophytic structure developed to end, and a large structure is developed, and it is called a sporophytic body. Here the sporophytic body started from here to here. In this case, sporophytic body is projected outside the body and it's a large structure than that of the liverworts. Here what happened? Foot, seta and capsule is prominent, but in this case is a sporophytic body where foot was not such prominent, was a small, seta is very small, here the foot region, here seta region, and here the capsule region. So foot and seta are compressed here, very small, but in this case foot and seta are elongated. Here the foot, here the seta, and this region is capsule, and capsule is specialized with its dispersal mechanism. Capsule has a head region where several mechanism is there for dispersing the spores present inside the capsule. Capsule contain huge amount of spores, and that spores are released from the body by means of special structure in the peristome teeth. It is called peristome. It is called peristome teeth. So, and the body is leafy, and leaf is like this, not a true leaf, true stem, no vascularization present, only rhizoids is there. Now, from male plant body, male plant body contain antheridium, so antherozoids are moving from here to here. The archegonium is present here. So, archegonium will develop the zygote, and from zygote the body is formed. So, in this case the spores are released and produce the primary protonema, then secondary protonema. From secondary protonema the male and female are produced. In this case, a flow chart I have given: a spore germinated, primary protonema, secondary protonema, mature plant, and gametophyte body. So, this is the overall structure in liverwort versus mosses. So, we have to read in this way in a proper manner, so we can crack the NEET exam. Thank you.